Chris went to the wetlands to find evidence of Bigfoot. During his journey to the wetlands, he had a bumpy ride. He thought he was sliding on rocks. Suddenly, he arrived and saw a sun as yellow as a popcorn. He started looking for Bigfoot, but got carried by all the fascinating organisms like different kinds of flies, alligators, and turtles. This was a dangerous adventure because while Chris walked around, an alligator popped out in his stead like a snake. After that, he went to the pond and saw his reflection. Chris was a boy who was 23 years old, just like Odell Beckham Jr. He studied mythological creatures in college and had a degree in anthropology. Sometimes going to different ecosystems trying to find mythological creatures was more fun than playing his favorite video game. He had a wet black hair and was always observing like someone was playing hide and seek. He tiptoed so he wouldn't get caught. The color of his eyes were as dark as the night sky. Chris was always nervous to complete his missions. He was so nervous like he was about to play in the finals of a European soccer championship game. Chris often worried, what would happen if Bigfoot found me first? Would it start throwing rocks at me? Sometimes Chris was so paranoid that he thought he was being followed by a monster everywhere he went. Since the pond was so interesting, Chris placed his backpack on a rock and took out his camera and notepad. He started to take pictures and notes. All of a sudden, he saw Bigfoot walk through the mouth. Because Chris was in a rush to go see him, he actually knocked out his camera and notepad. The camera and notepad slipped on the rock and were drenched. His face was worried like someone robbed his house because he would get fired if he didn't find a picture of Bigfoot. A shock of fear went through his body like electricity running through a wire. Then Chris remembered, today was really hot. So he put down his notepad on the ground and waited for it to dry. It was like waiting in line to meet Stephen Curry. While Chris waited for the notepad to dry, he walked around and wanted to find a sharp twig. Then he finally found a sharp twig. Chris wanted to discombobulate his camera, so he went back to where his notepad and the camera was. Then he picked up the camera and discombobulated it. He put the water on his shirt. Chris pressed the on button for the camera, but it didn't work. So he shook the camera like a soda can. Chris pressed the on button and it finally worked. After, Chris felt his notepad and it was all dry. Chris got really excited. It was better than winning the lottery or getting a shot from half court. Chris got really excited like he just ate cotton candy. Chris just realized while he was screaming, he made a Bigfoot sound. Chris heard a scream back. He heard a scream back. Chris took a picture and went inside his truck. Chris went to his truck. He was tired from staying. Chris was so tired he thought he saw him over 100 laps. When Chris was relaxed, he recalled when his camera and notepad fell in the water, the time when he shook his camera frantically, and the time when he got the picture of Bigfoot. Chris was proud of himself since he got the picture of Bigfoot. When Chris relaxed, he suddenly remembered that he truly learned a lesson. No matter how hard a mission is, always have fun and try your best to complete the mission. Chris was really tired and went to sleep in his Jeep, so he was ready to rock and roll the next day.